opportunity. Time creates relationships. Time creates success. Time creates wealth. If you do not protect your time, you cannot build anything meaningful. Your entire future depends on how you invest the hours you are given each day. Starting today, I want you to look at every request for your time as a transaction. What are you getting in return? What value is being exchanged? Is this moving your life forward, or is it just draining you? Ask yourself these questions before you say yes to anything, because your time is precious, your time is limited, and your time belongs to you, not to anyone who happens to ask for it. I had to sit down one day and really look at my life. I looked at my phone, I looked at my schedule, and I looked at who was taking up space in my world. And I realized something painful. I was letting people into my life who had no business being there. Just because someone knows your number does not mean they should be able to reach you anytime they want. Just because you grew up with somebody does not mean they automatically get a seat at your table. Access to you should be earned. It should be protected. You are not a public park that anybody can walk through whenever they feel like it. You are a private sanctuary. You are a sacred space. And the people who get to enter that space should be people who have proven themselves worthy. They should be people who add value to your life. They should be people who reciprocate the love and energy you give them. Not everyone who smiles in your face is your friend. Not everyone who says they love you actually loves you. Not everyone who calls you family treats you like family. There are people in your life right now who are only there because you have not dared to remove them. They add nothing. They give nothing. They only take. And the longer you keep giving them access, the longer you delay your own growth and happiness. You need to start seeing yourself as a limited edition. You are not mass-produced. You are not available at every store. You are rare. You are valuable. You are one of a kind. And rare, valuable things are not accessible to just anyone. They are protected. They are guarded. They are reserved for those who truly appreciate them. That is how you need to start treating yourself. Look at your phone right now. Look at the names of the people who call you regularly. Ask yourself honestly, does this person deserve to have my number? Does this person deserve to be able to reach me? Does this person bring something positive into my life? If the answer is no, then you know what you need to do. It might feel uncomfortable. It might feel harsh, but your peace of mind is worth more than their feelings. When you start limiting access, something amazing happens. The people who remain become more valuable. The relationships you do have become deeper. The connections you maintain become stronger. You have more energy for the people who truly matter. You have more time for the relationships that truly feed your soul. Quality always beats quantity. Always, some of you are running around all day long doing things for other people, and you call that being busy. You answer every call. You respond to every text within seconds. You show up for everybody else. And then at the end of the day, you fall into bed exhausted, and you have not done one single thing to move your own life forward. That is not productivity. That is slavery to other people's agendas. You are building their dreams while yours collect dust in the corner. Busy is running around in circles. Productivity is moving forward in a straight line. Busy is reacting to whatever comes at you. Productivity is being intentional about where you put your energy. Busy is letting other people dictate your schedule. Productivity is taking control of your own time. Most people are busy. Very few people are actually productive. And the difference between the two will determine where you end up in life. When you are constantly available, you are constantly being pulled in different directions. You cannot focus on anything because you are always being interrupted. You cannot complete anything because there is always another demand. You cannot build momentum because someone is always breaking your concentration. Your availability is actually sabotaging your success. I had to learn to protect my productive hours like they were sacred. The time I spend working on my goals, the time I spend building my future, the time I spend creating something meaningful, that time cannot be interrupted. That time cannot be given away. That time is dedicated to moving my life forward. Everything else has to wait until those productive hours are complete. You need to audit your days. I want you to actually write down how you spend your time for 1 week. Every hour, write down what you did. And at the end of that week, look at that list honestly. How much of your time was spent doing things for other people? How much was spent on your own goals? How much was productive and how much was just busy work? The numbers will probably shock you. Start separating the urgent from the important. Other people's emergencies always feel urgent, but they are rarely important to your life. Your own goals might not feel urgent, but they are incredibly important. When you let the urgent push out the important, you end up busy but never productive. You end up exhausted but never successful. You end up running all day but never getting anywhere. This right here is where most people fail. They know they should say no. They feel it in their gut. But then the guilt creeps in. What will they think of me? They might get upset. I do not want to be the bad guy. Let me tell you something. Every time you say yes to something you do not want to do, you are saying no to something you actually need. Stop letting guilt drive your decisions. No is a complete sentence. Guilt is a manipulator. It makes you feel bad for taking care of yourself. It makes you feel selfish for having boundaries. It makes you feel like a bad person for not giving everybody what they want. But guilt is lying to you. There is nothing wrong with prioritizing your own well-being. There is nothing selfish about protecting your energy. There is nothing bad about saying no to things that do not serve you. Some people have actually trained you to feel guilty. They know exactly which buttons to push. They know exactly what to say to make you cave. They know how to make you feel obligated, responsible, duty-bound to do what they want. And they use that knowledge to control you. Every time you give in to the guilt, you reinforce their power over you. Every time you say yes when you mean no, you teach them that manipulation works. I used to be a people pleaser. I could not stand the thought of someone being upset with me. I could not handle the idea that someone might think I was mean or uncaring. So I said yes to everything. I showed up for everyone. I gave until there was nothing left to give. And you know what it got me? Exhausted, resentful, depleted, used. Nobody thanked me for saying yes. They just expected more. The first time you say no, it will feel terrible. Your heart will race. Your palms will sweat. You will want to take it back. You will want to explain yourself. You will want to apologize. But resist that urge. Because every time you say no and stick to it, you get stronger. Every time you maintain your boundary, it becomes easier. The guilt starts to fade. The freedom starts to grow. And you realize that the world does not fall apart just because you said no. Practice saying no in small situations first. Someone asks you to do something minor that you do not want to do. Say no. No explanation. No apology. Just no. Get comfortable with that word. Let it roll off your tongue easily. The more you practice, the easier it becomes. The easier it becomes, the more you will do it. The more you do it, the more control you take back over your own life. You do not owe anybody an explanation for protecting your peace. You do not have to justify your boundaries. You do not have to make them understand why you cannot do what they want. A simple no is enough. If they push back, if they try to guilt you, if they try to manipulate you, that tells you everything you need to know about them. Real friends respect your no. A real family accepts your boundaries. Anyone who tries to override your no does not have your best interest at heart. Pay attention to who reaches out to you and when they do it. You will start to notice a pattern. Some people never call just to check on you. They never text to see how you are doing. But the moment they need a favor, the moment they are in trouble, the moment they want something from you, suddenly your phone is ringing. You are not a friend to these people. You are a resource. You are a convenience. You are a tool they use when they need something fixed. I keep a mental note of who calls me and why. And over time, the patterns become crystal clear. Some people only reach out when they need money. Some people only call when they need advice. Some people only text when they need a ride, a favor, a connection, something from me. And then some people call just to say hello. Who checks on me without wanting anything? Who cares about me as a person, not just as a resource? Think about the last 5 times certain people contacted you. What did they want? Did they ask how you were doing? Did they care about your life? Or did they immediately launch into their own needs and problems? Did they give you any space to share what was going on with you? Or was the entire conversation about them? The answers to these questions will tell you exactly what kind of relationship you actually have. Being used by people hurts in a particular way, because often these are people you care about. They might be family. They might be old friends. They might be people you have a history with. And that history makes it hard to see the truth. It makes it hard to accept that they only see you as useful. It makes it hard to admit that the relationship is one-sided. But the truth is the truth, no matter how much it hurts. You deserve relationships that go both ways. You deserve friends who show up for you the same way you show up for them. You deserve a family who cares about your struggles, not just their own. You deserve people in your life who give as much as they take, who checks on you without being prompted, who remembers your birthday without a reminder, who notices when something is wrong without being told. Stop being a convenience store for other people. A convenience store is open all hours. It is there whenever you need something. You run in, grab what you want, and leave. You do not care about the store. You do not think about its well-being. You just use it when it is useful to you. That is how some people treat you. And you have been letting them. You have kept your doors open 24/7. You have been there whenever they walked in. But that stops today. Start observing who initiates contact. Start noticing who asks about your life. Start paying attention to who remembers the things you shared with them. These observations will show you who truly cares and who is just using you. Then make decisions based on what you observe. Give your energy to the people who reciprocate. Withdraw from the people who only take. Your life will change dramatically when you stop being available to users. I know you want to help people. I know you have a good heart. I know you care about your family, your friends, and everyone around you. But you cannot keep giving and giving and giving when you have nothing left. You show up for everybody else running on empty, and then you wonder why you feel so drained, why you feel so depleted, why you have nothing left for yourself. You have to fill yourself up first. Imagine a water pitcher. It can only pour out what is inside it. If the pitcher is full, it can quench many thirsts. It can serve many people. It can keep giving and giving. But if you keep pouring without ever refilling, eventually that pitcher runs dry. There is nothing left to give. No matter how much you want to help, no matter how much you want to serve, you cannot give what you do not have. You are that pitcher. Your energy, your love, your time, your emotional capacity, all of that is the water inside you. And every time you give to someone else, some of that water pours out. That is not a bad thing. That is beautiful. Giving is one of the most meaningful things we can do. But if you never take time to refill yourself, you will eventually run completely dry. I have seen it happen to so many people. They give everything to their job, their family, their friends, their church, their community. They never say no. They never take a break. They never do anything just for themselves. And then one day, they collapse. Their health fails, their mental state breaks. Their spirit gives out. Because you cannot run on empty forever. Eventually, the car stops moving when there is no fuel left in the tank. Taking care of yourself is not selfish. I need you to really understand this. There is nothing selfish about filling your own cup. There is nothing wrong with taking time for yourself. There is nothing bad about saying, I need to rest before I can help anyone else. In fact, it is the opposite of selfish. It is wise. It is necessary. It is the only way to ensure you can keep helping the people who truly need you. Think about what flight attendants say before every flight. In case of an emergency, put your own oxygen mask on first before helping others. Why do they say that? Because if you pass out from lack of oxygen, you cannot help anyone. You become a burden instead of a helper. The same principle applies to life. If you deplete yourself trying to help everyone else, eventually you will need help yourself. And who will be there for you when you are the empty one? Schedule time for yourself the same way you schedule time for others. Put it in your calendar. Protect it fiercely. Use that time to rest, to recharge, to do things that bring you joy. Fill your cup so you have something to pour out. Take care of your body. Feed your mind. Nurture your spirit. When you are full, you can give from abundance. When you are empty, you have nothing left to share. Because it does. Your mental health, your emotional well-being, your spiritual state, all of that depends on the peace you protect. Every time you let somebody come into your space and disrupt your peace, you are letting them steal something precious from you. Some people carry chaos everywhere they go. They live in drama. They thrive on confusion. And if you keep being available to those kinds of people, their chaos becomes your chaos. Peace is not just the absence of noise. It is not just being in a quiet room. Peace is a state of mind. It is a calmness in your spirit. It is a stillness in your heart. Even when things around you are moving fast, this kind of peace takes years to develop. It takes work to achieve. It takes effort to maintain. And it can be destroyed in seconds by the wrong person with the wrong energy. I had to remove people from my life who constantly disrupted my peace. Some of them were people I loved. Some of them were people I had known for decades. But every time I was around them, my blood pressure rose. Every time they called, my anxiety spiked. Every time they left, I felt worse than before they came. That is not a relationship worth keeping. That is a threat to your well-being. Notice how you feel after spending time with certain people. Do you feel energized or drained? Do you feel hopeful or defeated? Do you feel peaceful or anxious? Your body knows the truth even when your mind tries to make excuses. Pay attention to those feelings. They are telling you something important. They are warning you about who is safe and who is dangerous to your peace. Some people cannot handle seeing you at peace. Your calmness bothers them. Your contentment threatens them. Your stability highlights their own chaos. And so they try to pull you into their drama. They create problems where none exist. They start arguments over nothing. They bring negative energy into every interaction. These people are peace thieves, and you have to protect yourself from them. Create boundaries around your peace. Limit your exposure to negative news and social media. Control who has access to you and when. Do not engage in every argument you are invited to. Walk away from conversations that are going nowhere productive. Remove yourself from situations that consistently disturb your calm. Your peace is not something to be sacrificed for anyone or anything. Guard your peace with everything you have. Treat it like the precious resource it is. Know that once it is disturbed, it takes time and effort to restore. Do not let anyone disrupt it casually. Do not let anyone steal it repeatedly. You have every right to walk away from people and situations that threaten your mental and emotional well-being. Exercise that right as often as you need to. This is human nature, and it is a hard truth. When something is always there, always accessible, always easy to get, people stop valuing it. They assume it will always be there. They stop appreciating it. When you are available every single time someone calls, when you drop everything for everybody, when you never say no, people stop seeing your presence as something special. They expect it. They demand it. And they forget to be grateful. Think about the things in your life that you appreciate the most. Usually they are rare things. Things that are hard to obtain. Things that are not always available. That is just how human psychology works. We value what is scarce. We appreciate what is not always accessible. We treasure what we had to work to get. When you make yourself too available, you remove the scarcity. You become common, and common things are not valued. I am not telling you to play games with people. I am not telling you to be manipulative or fake. I am telling you to understand human nature and adjust accordingly. When you are less available, people appreciate you more when you are present. When you do not always say yes, your yes means more. When you are not always accessible, the time you do give becomes precious. Some of the most important people in my life are people I do not see or talk to every day. But when we do connect, it is meaningful. It is special. We are fully present with each other. We appreciate the time we have together because we know it is limited. We do not take each other for granted because we are not always available.